Okay. Well, that's going to have the same weight as a paper teacup when it comes to value with other AIs, I would imagine. Considering he's hated by everybody. Oh wow, embargo in Greece failed completely, and nowhere near passed. Luckily, that passed as well. And because Darius doesn't have world religion anymore, I have the second most votes, which in turn means I get to click a proposal. And as much as I would love to not do anything to do with world religion again, we're not doing that because that will make culture more difficult. We're not doing that. We could do that, but it would make Russia angry, so we're not going to. Nope. Scholars and residents, definitely not. I definitely think the World's Fair is the best choice there, so that's what we're going to do, because everybody likes the World's Fair. And it should be something we're pretty good at. It does mean we won't be able to build as many archaeologists as I had first intended, but the World's Fair gives quite a nice bonus to culture, and we want to make sure that we get it and nobody else. And we're in the situation right now where we can get the bonus off it. The free social policy would also be very good, because I'd quite like to finish the aesthetics tree before we get to ideology. The most literate... Oh, we're actually in the tech lead now. Incredible. Only just, mind, but we are in the tech lead. Nobody's lagging behind too badly. I thought Boudica would be a long way behind, but she's only 4 techs off me, so she's not doing too badly for herself. There's a sexist joke in there, but I'm not a sexist individual, so I will not say it. Right. Let's go to Porto and improve some more tiles, I think is what we're going to do next. Because it's getting to be quite a big city, which is good, but I haven't got quite enough tiles. Oh, it's a dead end. But not enough tiles are improved for it to be a really good city. I'm going to start trying to do some religious-y buildings, because faith... It's not massively useful for us, but like I said, I don't have to build too many public schools by myself. I'd quite like faith to build some of them for me. He's happy with our Congress choice of proposal. That was a very, very awkwardly phrased way of saying he liked what we chose. Let's go to World Congress! To the Congress! Doodle-doodle! And he wants to enact historical landmarks. It's not ideal. But unfortunately, because Greece has wanted it and he's got so many votes, there's not a lot I can do about it. So what I'm going to do now is try and run along and snipe antiquity sites that are very close to other people's territory, but aren't quite in it. We're going to keep building archaeologists. Then we've got 70-ish turns, just over 70 turns before World's Fair will likely be approved. So I want to try and improve my empire as much as I can before then, so I can focus on winning it. I think, frankly, we will win it. We've got more cities than anybody else. Sure, some of them are puppeted, but that's just to make sure our culture requirements aren't quite as high. Anything up here? I doubt it, but let's have a look. No. Doesn't look like there's anything up there. Occasionally you get the few straggly bits of islands, but generally speaking, you don't get a right lot. The only thing that's annoying is that you cannot physically buy archaeologists. It's definitely a good balancing tool, but when you're Portugal, it's quite annoying. Because odds are you have a lot of money. And the Aztecs wandered over with a great musician and did almost nothing with it. That was a massive waste. He mustn't have anywhere to store great musicians, which is why he came over here with it. I don't think he's going to win culturally though, just throwing it out there. Who would have thought Monty would be in 3rd place? How the game changes so quickly. So we've got a workboat. Got to get a market because we're not quite making enough gold yet. Ah, you get greedy. And what I'm going to do is make a mine there. Because surprisingly, given where Porto is, it's actually not got that much production in it. I would have thought naturally it'd have a lot more than it does, but it's actually a lot better for food than I thought, and a lot worse for production than I first thought. Russia has made peace now with Greece. Did anybody give a city away to anybody else? Doesn't look like it. I do think we've kind of broken the back of this game, though. I just want to show you new Brave New World features. I would really love it if I could keep my teeth in. I don't actually have dentures, by the way. It's just a turn of phrase. Turn of phrase. So how are you all doing in your lives? Hope you're doing about as well as this Empire is. I hope you've been enjoying the LP thus far. I'm not quite sure what part this would be. It's been... Whew, we're really getting along the lines. I know I've split this LP up into slightly smaller pieces than the previous one. Just because I was going through my analytics and it seems that most people can't quite make it to the end of videos. So I made them a little bit shorter in places just to make it a bit easier. I know my LP, the Casimir LP that's going up around the same time as this, I made that specifically a bit shorter for the Yaush Alliance audience because they definitely aren't going to be able to watch quite as long periods. Some of them will, but the average person on the Yaush Alliance didn't go to watch Civilization 5. They went there for a whole host of games. So slightly fragmenting it a bit more makes it easier. It's also why I'm also on a smaller map in that game. What a pain in the backside Shaka Zulu becomes without giving away too much of a spoiler. The reason I can't say too much about it is because I actually have no idea how the two LPs will match up time-wise. Because obviously on Alliance my videos go up once a week, here they go up roughly 3 times per week, and there are variables out of my control, especially on Yaush Alliance. That's just the way the world works. But there we are. If you want to know, by the way, I've got a new ghetto solution for stopping the laptop from overheating and melting a surface that it's on. I'm using 2 coat hangers, opposite sides, pointing inward so there's no extremity pointing outside the laptop. And it's keeping it off the table. Seems to be working pretty well. I can't hear the fan particularly. I can hear it ever so slightly, as you would anticipate. Voice crack. But no, this is a pretty good solution. The only problem is that if I try and move the laptop, I end up pushing it a mile because the wooden table is smooth, the coat hangers are smooth, and they slide the laptop about. So, hence I'm not typing things. I am using the mouse almost for everything possible. Better than the oven tray use. Better than the oven tray though, which was uneven, meaning the laptop would bounce about if I was typing. Ah dear. It's what happens when you're not in the house you're used to. All the equipment that you have isn't quite the same. We might as well build that. Oh, why not? I want to save the faith for public schools. Can we trade resources with anybody? Has anybody got anything spare? Can I befriend him now? Oh wow, we can. That might not be the most popular thing in the world, but I want to do a research agreement with him, you see. I've got nothing to trade off him, so what I'll do is do this. Oh wow, he wants major interest on that. Unfortunately, the AI gets its economics the wrong way around. In theory, gold right now should be more valuable than gold per turn, but according to the AI, that is not the case. No, the only reason I've done that is because I want a research agreement with him. And I'm having to slightly subsidise him to have enough gold to do so. There we go, we had some good trades in there. Now I'm pretty certain the Aztecs won't attack me. Famous last words. But in theory he shouldn't attack me. The only reason that was a bit risky was because I don't think the Aztecs in particular and Russia get on. Yeah, that's fine. Do I have open borders with everybody? It's a good question actually, I should check. Diplomatic overview. No, that's the wrong thing, it was in culture. Oh, I'm not used to all these settings. The easiest way to check is influenced by player. We're not Persia. Let me click Portugal. We haven't got it with Greece, but we probably never will. Open, open, open. Okay, open. But open with everybody that would willingly do so. That's the key here. Because I'm pretty certain Greece will never ever give us open borders. I wonder how we can get access to seeing what's down here. I don't think we can until we get to submarines. So we'll start wandering down here to see if there's any... I don't think there's anything in these clouds, but it's worth looking. That is a... If there was a few more tiles here, that would be an absolutely bitchin' location. Create a farm. That would make a properly good naval base with a couple more land tiles to work. Especially if there were a couple of hills. It would be absolutely fantastic. Oh, there's another antiquity site there I hadn't seen. I've got to get to that place quickly though before Halicarnassus takes it. As it happens, Greece appears to have quite a lot of antiquity sites, so that's a bit annoying, but it's not a disaster. I think we've crippled him enough to not have to worry too much about it. It's a shame there's not enough space to plonk a city really of any note down there. No, we're not doing that. In theory, I could put a city just to the southeast here of those gems, but it would be a real crowbar city. There's some good tiles that could work, but no, it's not worth it. To some it might be worth it, but I'd rather keep my happiness reasonably high, obviously once I've got my population risen up a bit further. Oh wow, that's a lot of things that just ended. Who's got spare resources? Anybody? Monty's got wine. We'll do that for sure. That's a great deal for everybody. I've only got 2 copper, I just want to keep tabs on that. Catherine has a resource I can use as well, and I will give her incense. Lovely. The reason I can't defend Russia now is because I befriended the Aztecs. And one of them would ask me to denounce the other. So I have to be very careful. As it happens though, I can trade copper to this fella. Oops, not 188. Okay, that's perfectly fine. Okay, lovely. We are in such good economic situation, therefore everything's going to work lovely for us. We can get a lot more trade units going though, which would be very much the right thing to do as Lisbon, so I can try and sort that out in due course. Oh no, I'm out of drink. Losing grasp on Kizzle. Panama wants a trade route. Might actually be worth buying a cargo ship again, rather than spending the effort to build it. So we will do that. Build a cargo ship with cash. Archaeologist, where do you want to go? You want to go to here. You also want to continue building archaeologists. Got a caravan back. Where were you, sir? At Persop. Oh wow, 20 gold per turn. That is beastly. That's a cracking trade. Anything down here? Nope. Whoa! What happened to the camera? 4